So come see what we're going to be serving up, guys. So we have one of my favourite go-to meals. We usually have this in the week, but we actually haven't had it for such a long time. We're having that at the weekend as well. So this is my creamy miso stew. There's pumpkins in season right now, so it's got pumpkin in it. And I actually put it on the slow cooker setting on the Instant Pot. So I made it this morning whilst I was making breakfast, so it didn't really feel like that much of a big deal to chop up some veg. And because I was already like in the kitchen, so I tidied it all up, and then we went to the beach, came back, and this is cooking, which is just so good. So if you're going to go out to
ultimate
work, go out all day,
so
college,
good, yeah.
out all day, whatever it is.
And you come back in, sorry to cut you off, but you come back in the door and it smells like somebody's been making delicious home cooked food.
It's such a good hack. I like it, and I also feel like it makes the food taste really, really good, because it's like really, all the flavours have been slowly cooking and marinating. It's really, really good. However, I didn't get the rice cooked before. What I did was I pre-soaked the rice grains. So while we were out, the rice grains were soaking, and it has loads of benefits to doing that. One, it actually makes the rice taste better, but it takes out any of like the compounds in grains that can aggravate the digestive system. Some people are a bit anti-grain, whereas I feel like if you soak them, you can get all the medicinal benefits. And so I soaked the rice in our spring water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it. You can use lemon juice. And then when I came back from the beach, I rinsed it, and then I popped it in a mini Instant Pot and put it on the rice cooker setting for 12 minutes. And I obviously re-added some more water, but just rinse it all off, and then any of the anti-nutrients come out. And then we've served it with some leafy greens, which we have with every single meal. This is like a pre-packed mix that I bought, which I buy from an organic shop, and it's really, really good.
Bit fiery,
and then we've got some kimchi.
Spicy.
So I'm going to show you what it looks like served up. So come and I'm going to serve it up for you guys, because I know you've come over for dinner. So
Mama Georgie's restaurant.
Yeah. Some of you guys have been saying we should do a retreat in that, and I actually would really love to do that, but I'm going to wait till Carl and Cara are a little bit older before we do that. Just because that's like, I'd like to do it properly and really give it my all. So something that will come in maybe like, I don't want to know.
And everyone has to sign a waiver saying that they will give it their all as well.
Yeah. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but that honestly would be a dream. So look how good it looks. And we always serve it with kimchi or sauerkraut, because, I haven't really told you what's in it. There's tempeh and chickpeas, which is a really good protein source, pumpkin. And then it's the base, like the saucy bit, is 2 cans of coconut milk. We use 2 because there's a lot of us. It's got loads of dill in it, onion, leek, which gives it flavour. It's also good for your microbiome. It's got aubergine in it. You can put whatever seasonal veg you want in it. But
the miso really makes a difference.
Oh yeah, and then at the very end,
delicious.
this is a good thing to mention. It's got a bay leaf in it as well, and some dried dill. But once it's finished cooking, just before you're going to serve it and you've taken it off the heat, or you've taken it out of the Instant Pot, whatever it is, then I add in a huge tablespoon of miso. The reason I don't put it in to begin with is because the miso is like a raw fermented living food, which is really, really good for your gut, and it's got an incredible flavour. That healthy bacteria in it can be destroyed by the heat, so that's why we put it in at the end. But the miso is what gives it really good flavour along with the coconut milk. And then we've got the kimchi on it, which is really good. I don't add any vinegar I don't add on any olive oil, because the sauce is quite fatty from the coconut. And the kids do and Darren do, but I do feel like maybe that's a little bit too much. Like if you're like on, what should I say, like a fat loss journey, or you find things a bit too sickly or rich, maybe if there's really loads of fat in the meal, I don't particularly do it. But if it's just like a tomato based meal, then I'll just drizzle on loads of olive oil. But I don't usually feel like I personally
double up on fats.
I don't double on it. I don't feel like I need it, because it tastes
actually
really
you do
creamy.
on your breakfast. You have about 1 million fats on your breakfast.
Well, what I mean is oil is very high in calories, and to be honest, on most meals I drizzle loads of oil on.
It makes it too rich for you, I guess.
Yeah, it makes it too rich unnecessarily. But we do have oil every single day, and to be honest, I don't really notice anything from having loads of fats in terms of like how it changes like my body composition or anything. People tend to think fats are fattening. Do you know what I personally find makes me bloated, changes my weight and things like that, is when I have loads of floury foods and loads of sugar and like processed foods. I couldn't just eat whatever I wanted and not count calories if I was eating junk food and flours and stuff. But when it comes to whole foods and my oils and stuff, I just drizzle stuff on and I'm not thinking about it. But I know some people, like if my mum comes to stay, like she would just be really worried about putting olive oil on and things like that, just because she's from that generation where fats were like really demonized, which is fair enough.
Also, I think it depends on whether your body and gut are in a good state though as well. Like you react to things differently. So like as in when you're saying about eating all the flours and stuff and fake foods, if you eat those and have loads of oil, then like it doesn't work well, does it?
Sometimes with this I also like a little bit pinch of Carlin and Mac salt. And for dessert, our master dessert chef will explain.
So this is something I've never made before, didn't follow a recipe, so this is my own recipe. And it's banoffee pie, 100%
classic.
No processed sugar, it's just sweetened with dates. And yeah, it's got loads of nuts and healthy fats
Can I try
in it,
it?
so it's really healthy. That's Dad's slice.
No, stop.
Okay. It's not the biggest slice, that's up to Dad, but sure.
Me always cut small slices.
Well, I just wasn't sure how rich it's going to be because it doesn't have a lot of
You don't realise how much we love your dessert. When it's your dessert, you have to double the portions.
desserts, they can be more filling than you'd expect. So sometimes being a greedy git with it, like you'll end up feeling sick at the end. So
She's
it's
not
better
calling
to
me-
start off with small.
She's not calling me a greedy git, by the way. Some people, she's just saying don't get too enthusiastic because these are really rich.
Yeah. Sometimes less is more.
That's good.
I'm excited to try
And
it.
also we have a tendency to like immediately, demolish the dessert, and sometimes it's nice to actually make it last.
Wow.
And make it last
Have
for
a
more
look.
than
Wait,
one
I want to
day.
see
Yeah.
a good slice.
We
Look
did
at
have
that,
a bit-
I mean,
guys.
look at this. I think it looks
Okay.
best in the tray. Look at those layers.
Yeah, there's the base and then there's the
Base, caramel layer, cream layer. So yeah, I think maybe the base layer is a
that
bit too
looks
big,
good.
although I did make it like thinner in the middle.
Well, it's heavy.
That can
Yeah,
be
I want
Dad's
to put it back in the
slice.
freezer.
I think we need to give Dad a bigger bit.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm a mum of 4 and I don't want any more babies, so what do I use as a form of contraception? Well, I use multiple things. I have them all stacked up just to give me that extra bit of confidence. They're all natural as well. I don't like using anything which isn't natural because I think it's really good to be in tune with your cycle and not put artificial hormones in there. And from the past, when I've for example, I've used the pill, it messed up my hormones, made me gain loads of weight. And then also when I used the coil, it gave me excruciating pain. But of course, I don't want any more babies. So what do I do? So the first hack that I stack up is neem capsules to be specific, and these are organic. But the funny thing is I don't actually take these. Darren does. So from all of my research which I've done, neem capsules are really helpful for when the man takes them because it actually stops him from getting the woman pregnant. This is actually from India, from the neem tree. It's been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine, and the studies done on neem, there's not many out there, but the ones that were done were on Indian soldiers, and when they took neem for about 6 weeks, then their wives didn't have any babies. They didn't get them pregnant. So Darren takes 2 capsules every single day. This is pure neem, 100% organic. We've been using it for about 5 years. It's really beneficial as well because there's no side effects to this because neem, you can take it and it has loads of other benefits for the body. Some people also say that the woman can take this as well, but the main way it works is for the man. It does something so that his sperm doesn't make the woman pregnant. However, when he stops taking this, then it will return back to normal, which is really good. So it's a really good natural solution and something that we've been using. I really believe in it and I just think, wow, how did I not know about this before? The second thing that I stack up is I use neem oil. Now I don't use this all the time, but around the time of my cycle when I'm most fertile and I want to be extra careful, I use neem oil as a natural alternative to spermicide. So neem is just so powerful and it will stop any sperm in its tracks and kill it, which is incredible. However, it doesn't do anything to disrupt or hurt my body. It doesn't affect the microbiome. It doesn't have any toxins in. So the way that I use it, and from what I've read online, other women using it, you can get a ball of organic cotton wool or you can use an organic tampon, soak it in the oil and then you insert it after, well, you can use it before or after intercourse. I use it afterwards because it's got a very pungent smell, so it might be not that romantic, a bit off-putting, and you could even use your fingers if you want, but I just think using a cotton wool ball or tampon is just really quick and effective. So during my most fertile time, to be extra careful, I use this as a natural spermicide, and this is organic cold pressed
and the brand that I use is Fushi, and I really trust them. But like I said, it smells very strong, but I would rather use something which smells really strong than something artificial and potentially toxic, because the microbiome in our vagina is really, really important for our health. You'll just be surprised the downsides of putting like chemicals and toxins inside your body. It's not ideal. So this is one of the things that I stack up. Another thing which I stack up, which I think has been really, really beneficial as well, is a period fertility tracker. So the app that I use is Flow. As you can see, it says I'm 2 days away from my period, which is why I'm feeling a bit cray-cray at the moment. This tells me when I'm fertile, when I'm ovulating, and it also gives me a little warning like before, like be careful around this time, your fertility is really, really high. I love that it's kept me more in tune with my cycle, and I like that I can just work, because basically out of our whole cycle, there's only a short amount of time when we can actually get pregnant. I really like this because when people, for example, take the pill every single day, they're taking it every single day when really it's only a short amount of time in our cycle where we're actually pregnant. So what I do is I look at that, and then I'm extra careful around that time, or I will abstain, or I'll just be extra cautious. It's just nice to know when I'm most fertile. And then another thing that we do as well, which is a bit embarrassing to say, and I'm probably going to use the scientific or Latin word for this is so embarrassing, but it's probably like an old-fashioned thing, but it's called coitus interruptus. We also do that as well, just an extra precautionary thing. So I feel like all those things stacked up have probably helped us over the last 5 years not make any more babies, and I just like that they're all natural. They're also like helping me feel more empowered, because it's like using and being more in tune with my body, using herbs, things like that. I'd love to know what any of you guys use, what your experiences are with contraception, things like that. And all of these products that I've mentioned, such as the neem oil and the neem capsules, obviously not the coitus interruptus, are all available on glowinghealthy.com, which is my online health website, where I've listed all of my favorite products, which I use all the time and I trust. And from my personal experience, I feel like the neem has been a game changer, because in the past I used to use the pill, used to use the coil, and I had really negative experiences from them, and I was very confused about what to do. So I'm really grateful I found out about it.